Hello everybody, and I hope you've checked out something else on YouTube. It wasn't done by me, it was done by Nick. It's called Aquaholic, and it will give you a little insight into my boat, Princess Mitchie, my 61-foot princess. There's more films on her. Oh, excuse me. There's more films on her on the Ustream on my TV station. Which I'm preparing the stuff for today. Normally what I do, I come in the office like this morning, I get a phone call from Alex Belfield telling me what's going on in his world, which very, very interested. I think he's got them all by the bollocks. And I just come in and have a little look about what's going on. But first, I phoned up to book a skip. Okay, this is a skip. This is not something that's top secret and contains forward-looking image intensifying. Right, this is a skip. Right, it's taken me half an hour to answer every question, including what colour was the credit card, what was it made of, what pocket is it in, what number, what do you want the skip for, when's it going in, how many times it got to be there, can we be there in the morning, can we be there in the afternoon, just check on a few things, so what's your name, where are you based, whatever. And in the end he said, "Good night, JV." I'm sure it was a wind-up. And it said, this is being recorded for training purposes. What does that mean? It means please do not call me any bad swear words, otherwise I've got you on track. That's what it is. Right, so here we go. What we're going to talk about tonight on the proper channel is white kids, young white working class kids are being left behind at school. Well, I was pretty much left behind at school, but there was only, when I went to primary school, there was no other people but white kids there. When I went to the secondary school in Charlton, we had 2 black kids and I think a Lebanese guy who ended up as my fullback in the football team. He was built like a brick shed. So white kids are getting ignored. Of all the GCSE results, we'll talk about that later. And these are all the kids that are on free meals and free school milk as it used to be. The really good news and funny news is John Bercow, you know, that little horrible little ex-squeaker that we used to have. Well, he's been now joined the Labour Party, which I always thought he was in the Labour Party. He was never a real Conservative, but he was the Speaker of the House, and so they're gobbing off over there. And so he's now, apparently what it is, he's asked Corbyn, or Steptoe as I used to call him, say, if you give me a peerage, you know, I'll join the Labour Party. Well, he hasn't got a peerage. He's the first speaker in the history of speakers not to be offered a peerage, and now he's joined the Labour Party out of spite. Well, if that means you're going to go into obscurity, good, Bercow. I have met you. I didn't like you. You complained about my act, and I hadn't even done it yet, which caused Theresa May to call me and say, do you mind not entertaining us tonight? So I got Rick Wakeman to do it instead, and he was filthier than me because I prompted him that he would like dirty jokes. So I got my own back there. Well done, Rick. But good riddance, Bercow. You are an awful little person. Now, talking of people that are not little, there's a person, an athlete, I should say, in New Zealand. It was on the news. And the Minister of Sport in New Zealand is very proud to announce that Laurel Hubbard is going to represent New Zealand in weightlifting, on New Zealand weightlifting. And you have to be careful. You can't do accents now of people. That's racist. You're not allowed to do it. Billie Eilish, as she's a singer or something, another one like that, same size as Bercow, but with plimp soles. And she's been mimicking an Asian accent. She probably said the word squirrel wrongly, and everyone's leaped on her. And apparently she said, and I quote the newspaper, CH*NK. So CS*NK is okay. It actually says chink, doesn't it? But they put an asterisk there, that's fine. It's like the N***GGER word. What does that mean? We protect people by... Why don't we just call everyone who's not white asterisks? I saw some asterisks walking along the other day. They'll have to ban that, so you can't even have asterisks without other asterisks in it. Keep going until they've done all the fucking things that are not words, and then we've cracked it. This is ridiculous. Anyway, Laurel Hubbard was a weightlifting man called Gavin until he was 35 and decided, I'm going to be a woman athlete now. And this woman athlete can swim the channel with a gas stove on her back. She can lift HMS Prince of Wales up, bench press, and of course is going to totally smash all the records that women have. Now, what is the rules to this? All the other athletes, you girls, and I love girls' athletics, it's fantastic, but they shouldn't compete with boys. Because boys are going to be stronger, bigger, better. If you speak to Sharon Davis, a woman who I have loved for 120 years, but has always had this big, dark boyfriend who could fold me up into, post me through a letterbox. I remember doing the Generation Game when she came on, and I was sort of swooning over her, and my heart was doing all this. And what the buggers had done, they got her husband to walk up behind, who is a black judo expert who took it all in good fun. Thank God. Anyway, she is saying, because she is mixed race herself, she's half person, half dolphin, because a wonderful swimmer that she is. She's saying it's not fair. Other women athletes are saying it's not fair. Other athletes have come out saying it is not fair. That is why there are women's contests and men's contests, because of the physical differences. There's a fantastic lady boxer called Nicola Adams, and she wants to bash up Piers Morgan. So I suddenly like Nicola Adams very much indeed. But what is it? What are we going to do with Laurel Hubbard? Give her the gold medal now, because no women are going to compete with her. You might as well do that, yeah? I know it's a women's world. If you turn on the football now, what spoils it for me is that now all the pundits have to tick a box. And who is this guy on ITV that no one's ever heard of? He's the man that's holding it all together. He is shite. Whoever you are, mate, sorry, I'm sure you're a nice bloke, but you're no good. Why don't they get someone that knows what they're talking about and fill it full of footballers or grown-ups rather than box-sticking females? There is this thing now about women should be commentating on football. No, football's a man's game. Go and commentate on the women's game. Of course, unless you are transgender, and then of course I've just created a hate crime. Well, if you are, then go and do some frigging weightlifting and leave our football alone. Okay, see you tonight on Ustream. Sign up now. www.ustream.com. Is that right? Hey, and if you want to see it for nothing, you can't. You can see bits of it for the veterans. Go onto Ustream, scroll down and click on Cenotaph. There's even a nice little film I made there about me in Afghanistan. It's all me, isn't it? See ya.